Hey everyone, this is Jack from the Cardboard Herald, and today we are going over 5 quick strategy tips that anyone can apply in order to up your game when it comes to Tapestry. So my first tip in this is resources are king. Mwah. Whenever there's a choice between resources or points, it is almost always, essentially always, going to be more advantageous to get resources. Resources lead to more resources, which lead to advancement, which leads to so many more points in the long run. A perfect example of this is when you do the conquest action and you end up rolling those dice and it's like, oh, I could get 7 points or I could get 1 more resource. Yo, get the resource. It's going to pay off dividends. Second, when planning out the different tracks that you could advance up, don't do a little bit of everything. That is not going to pay out for you. Instead, at the beginning of the game, start to scope out a couple of the advancement tracks that you want to invest in. And then as you play, start to lean into one versus another, particularly one that's either going to synergize extremely well with your civilization or one that's going to lead to you being the first to claim the landmarks on that track, both of which are incredibly important aspects of this game. At that point, once you have your primary track, then you also kind of have your secondary track. And then you might have what I like to call the dabble track. And then there's the don't touch track, or if you have the latest expansion, 2 don't touch tracks. Speaking of landmarks, number 3 is anticipate your landmarks. The base game landmarks have different shapes, and the landmarks that come with expansions start to get into even more interesting and unique shapes. If you can anticipate what those shapes are going to be and how they're going to fit into your civilization's capital, that is going to be so much better. Nothing feels worse than getting a massive landmark and being like, oh, I'm going to put this into my... and then feeling like you have nowhere to accommodate that. And that is really important because, like we talked earlier, resources are paramount. Even one resource on its own can lead to so many subsequent turns and ultimately a lot more points. And being able to fit a landmark to take advantage of as much space as it can in your capital is going to mean so much. Number 4, drawing tapestries is important. And that should be obvious. I mean, the name of the game is Tapestry, but of all the things that this game offers, I tend to see that people start ignoring drawing into additional tapestries, and then when they get to passing into the next round, they play kind of a lame, not very well fitting tapestry. You want to have in your hands, ideally, a tapestry that is going to synergize very well with your civilization, and the appearance of having a trap card, because you have 3, 4, 5 tapestry cards in your hand, makes you someone that no one wants to mess with. And my last tip is something that I've found that's really unique about this game, which is controlling your tempo when it comes to passing into the next round. This is an asynchronous round game where it is divided into effectively rounds, but players are going to pass into that next age, that next era. And you're going to have the instinct that you want to play out this era as long as possible in order to make sure you have no other possible actions, and then you have to take an income turn, which is something that you could do. You could definitely do that. And a lot of times that's going to be advantageous. But if playing extra actions isn't actually going to result in any additional dividends as part of income, then consider being the first to pass into a round and then take advantage of the first to pass resources that are going to come back at you. As always, if you can get bonus resources, do it. It means so much to you in this game, even just 1 or 2 extra resources, or into that final era, getting 3 resources. Whew, That is a sizable boon. And that's it. That's our tips. Those are our 5 quick, easy to apply strategy tips that you can take advantage of next time you are playing Tapestry. But if you have your own tips that you'd like to share because you're a Tapestry master, or you have some games that you'd like to see a similar video for, then let us know in the comments below. We would love to hear from you. And that's going to do it for our video today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I've been Jack for the Cardboard Herald.